So everything Dave said. No. About transition. So my name's Diane Wheeler, and my daughter Jessica just recently transitioned out. She just turned 22 the beginning of December. Jessica had no formal diagnosis, same kind of thing in between. She's got cognitive deficits, and her other two big ones would be her anxiety and her ADHD, her attention. Her anxiety, she could become very overwhelmed in certain situations and breaks down crying, hand over ears, becomes a little bit overwhelmed. And the attention is, that and her endurance, like for her to attend to a task, longer periods of time is very difficult for her. As far as her strengths, very similar to Catherine, very social. She has a happy disposition, great sense of humor, willingness to try most any activity or job or whatever, can talk her into anything, and gets along, well with others, loves to be with her peers. Her challenges that I mentioned before would be her anxiety, her attention, and probably her level of endurance. While she was here at transition, again, just ditto to Dave, the things that they work on constantly, like, she's just grown up and matured dramatically. Her anxiety issues when she would come in here was just overwhelming, to now she's learned how to strategically deal with it and can snap herself out and function more accordingly out. A lot of the skills she worked on here were the repetitiveness of the cooking and the laundry and budgeting and shopping, being out in different social environments, and that has just taken her, gained her confidence and her independence. She loves when she can do it on her own. She's just, see you later, and I've got this kind of thing, and that's just helped with the repetitiveness and the environment here. Presently, she, like I said, she just transitioned out. She had a lot of work experience too. The We Grow Dreams. I think the transition team here, they don't know your student at the beginning, so they're gonna try them at higher level things to see can they handle this. And again, same thing. We'd be in meetings. We're like, really, what? She doesn't do that at home, and they would teach us, stop it, stop doing that for her. She can do it, which is true. What we came to find out, for her to maintain independently to a job would be too much of a challenge for her, and mainly due to her anxiety and her attention. She has the skills that can do it, probably with a full-time job coach. So I think that we discussed as a family what life for her is going to look at to transition. Is we backed it up. We want her to be safe. We wanted her to be happy at what she was doing, and be productive, have a productive day. So we looked at day programming. So that's where she's currently at right now. She's in 2 different day programming. She's in one that's out in Geneva that we found on Mondays, Joshua Tree. Love it. It's smaller environment. It's great for her anxiety. They do a variety of things. She only goes there on Monday, so every Monday they have something different. They do exercise, they have art, they do Tai Chi, and then every afternoon they volunteer at the Northern Illinois Food Bank. So she's doing job training, and they have a volunteer there that's helping with job coach. They do outings too. Just past Monday they took a trip to Starved Rock for the day, had lunch, saw the Eagle presentation. She was able to come home and tell me, things about the Eagles and whatever else. And then the other 4 days a week, she's at the day program in Wheaton Cherubim. Again, variety, very similar to some of the things that they did at Transition. 2 days a week there, she works at the hospital, where she did here too. In fact, it was nice to get the result that she's one of the best workers. She can really scrub that table. And she's familiar. She loves it. She loves to go to work. I'm going to work today. That's something we wanted her to do, to be able to feel like she is contributing and doing something. Same idea. They work in both of the day programs. They continue to work on reading skills. She'll come home with work papers from Monday. They have kind of a book club that they do. And the same thing at the other day program. They'll work on other skills. They go out bowling. They do a lot of social things. So she's busy. And then outside of there, which we've always maintained from here, is she is involved in Connection of Friends, which is a social group a couple afternoons a week. She does Saturday night socials. She's involved in the STARS program, and then a lot of the Wedster programs. We're starting to do all that as well. So again, ditto to Dave, the biggest thing I would do is keep communication going here. My biggest thing that we did is networking. The most you find out is from parents that have been there, done that. When she'd be at Wedster programs, I would meet the parents. I would chit-chat with them. What are you doing, for everything, to find out who did you use, what are you looking at, what is your child involved in. Did a lot of that. There is a ton of seminars and programs, not only from here, but I think John puts out emails all the time. There was that Next Steps, I think, at COD that took you through, government funding, everything else. We went to several of those. Ray Graham has several ones. So we just always, it's a full-time job, always stayed informed and just to find out what the best is. And to start early. I mean, like you had mentioned, the earlier the better. When we started looking at transitioning for her, before she transitioned out, we already had her at the day programs a couple days a week to get her used to the fact that you're not going to be coming here, you're going to be meeting new friends, and it's not going to be here. And I was just sharing, probably she's been out since the beginning of December. Probably a few weeks ago, I've seen the shift. Now she's excited, she's talking about them, she's walking into the programs by herself, and it's just a routine. I think, as you know, our kids need routine, and they need to get into that, and the earlier the better. It worked for her as well. That's all I have.
Excellent.